Today we are going to be talking about the components of physical fitness. At this time, you need to pull up the components of physical fitness worksheet/notes in Schoology folder. Please follow along in the PowerPoint and stop at any time you need to copy the notes longer. Now, fitness is defined as a measure of a person's ability to perform physical activities requiring endurance, strength, and flexibility. There are two types of physical fitness. One is skill-related fitness and health-related fitness. 5 components of skill-related fitness are agility, balance, coordination, reaction time, and speed. So agility defined is the ability to move and change directions quickly. An example of this is dancing and martial arts. Next is balance. It is the ability to maintain equilibrium. So an example of this is balancing board or stork stand like in yoga. Next is coordination. This is putting relevant motor programs in correct order. An example of this is football. Next is reaction time. This is the time between a stimulus and a response. So if a ball is thrown at you, how long does it take for you to respond and actually catch the ball? That is reaction time. Lastly, speed. It is the amount of distance traveled in one direction in comparison to time. So an example of speed is running the 100-meter dash. Next, we're going to talk about the 5 components of health-related fitness, which include muscular strength, muscular endurance, cardiovascular endurance, flexibility, and body composition. Muscular strength. It is the ability of a muscle or muscle group to exert a maximum force against a resistance one time through the full range of motion. So range of motion, ROM, is the degrees through which a joint can move. So examples of muscular strength include bench press and squat. This right here in the picture is a squat. Next, muscular endurance. It is the ability of a muscle or muscle group to exert a submaximal force repeatedly over a period of time. Strength versus endurance. To improve strength, you lift heavier weights than you are used to. To improve muscular endurance, you lift more times, not more weight. The picture on the left represents muscular strength, and the picture on the right represents muscular endurance. Next is cardiovascular endurance. It is the ability to perform large muscle, moderate to high intensity exercise for prolonged periods, keeping your heart rate in the heart rate target zone. So examples of cardiovascular endurance include cycling, running, and swimming. So right now, I want you to calculate your target heart rate. You do this by getting 220 minus your age, and then you are going to times it by 0.6 and 0.85. So if you are 17 years old, you're going to do 220 minus 17 and take that number and times it by 0.6 to 0.85, and you should get 122 to 173. Calculate it now and copy it down on your note sheet in Schoology. And please pause the video if you need extra time to calculate this. Alright, so next is flexibility. It is the ability to move a joint through its complete range of motion. So flexibility is really important when you are stretching. It helps with that. Body composition. It is the amount of lean body mass, bone, muscle, organs, and body fluids compared with the amount of body fat. So adult males should have about 15 to 18%, and adult females should have 22 to 25%. This is called your BMI. Stands for body mass index. It is an indirect measure of body composition based on height and weight. So at this time, I want you to calculate your BMI. So you will take your weight in pounds and times it by 0.45 to get kilograms. You then will convert your height in inches and multiply this by 0.0254. Multiply your feet number by itself and divide this into your weight in kilograms. That means to say height number, sorry. So, for example, if a man is weighing 175 pounds and standing at 5 feet 9 inches tall, you'll do 175 times 0.45 to get 78.75 kilograms. He is 5'9", which equals 69 inches, and he will times that by 0.0254 to get 1.7526. Times that by itself, which equals 3.0716, and take his height or his weight and divide it by that number, and you should get the BMI. Try this for a few minutes to get your own BMI and copy it down into the notes section. Now we're going to talk about the principles of exercise. So there are 4 on this screen. One is overload, threshold of training, adaptation, and principle of progression. So overload is the human body stressed slightly more than accustomed. Threshold of training is the minimum level of exercise needed. Adaptation is the body's adaptability to exercise levels. And principle of progression is gradually increase overload over a period of time. Other principles include principles of reversibility, which means use, disuse, use it or lose it. So if you end up not working out for a long time, you might lose the strength that you built. Next is principles of overuse. So overdo, causing chronic injuries or undue fatigue. So if you work out too much, you could eventually hurt yourself. Overload principle states that a body must perform at a level beyond normal in order to adapt and improve physiological function and fitness. So if you are lifting 85 pounds for about 3 months, there comes a time where you need to lift more or it's not going to do anything for your workouts. So you need to gradually increase the amount that you lift over time. Progression, so a gradual increase in the level of exercise that is manipulated by increasing frequency, intensity, or time, or a combination of all 3 components. So this is included with the overload principle. You kind of want to overload and progress at the same time to maximize your workout abilities. Next, we are going to talk about the principles of fitness. So there's frequency, intensity, time, and type. The FIT formula is a way to measure the effectiveness of a workout or fitness program. So frequency is how often you exercise. Intensity is how intense or how hard you exercise. Time is how long you exercise. And type is what kind of exercise you are doing. So at this time, in your notes sheet, there are scenarios. I want you to go through those scenarios and label the frequency, intensity, time, and type of all 3 of them. This concludes the PowerPoint. Make sure all notes are written down into the notes worksheet that I have provided for you in Schoology. Have a good day.